Well, man, loving life. Excited for um, this conversation to get to know a little bit more about you and for the world to get to know Daniel Ramirez in the house.
What's
So,
up?
so let's begin. I would love for you to begin by just sharing your background, where you grew up, kind of where you're from, and how you got to today.
Okay, I'll try to condense it as much as possible. So I grew up in Northern California in a little town called Concord, California. It's about 45 minutes east of San Francisco, and yeah, I grew up there. I was constantly moving schools, kind of sort of from, a broken home type of background, which is unfortunately all too common these days. And yeah, so I went through that whole situation. I went to a junior college. I originally wanted to be a doctor. I thought, I'd work at a hospital. I was a financial counselor. I was a security guard at a trauma center in Walnut Creek, and I figured out then that I kind of didn't want to live. I mean, it taught me a lot of valuable life lessons. Definitely a lot of lessons we learned about, being able to cherish this time on earth that we have, and the relationships that we do get to share while we're here. So I'm thankful for that. But I realized I didn't want to live on the reactive side of life. I didn't want to respond to things. I wanted to be more proactive and being able to have an impact in the world. Um, so I changed my major from pre-med to business because I think it just offered a lot more opportunity to create and grow and have an impact outwardly and proactively in the world. So changed my major. I transferred from a junior college and I went to San Diego State, where I graduated with a bachelor's in business management focused in entrepreneurship. And from there, through college, I kind of did my own. I learned SEO, I learned marketing, and kind of started my own gig to put myself through college. And I graduated, worked for an agency for a little bit, and that kind of fell apart. It's a boutique agency, and they had let everyone go. And then from there, I kind of just went full force with being independent. And I've kind of from there launched my own company. It's a marketing consulting. I provide marketing products for agencies and direct to companies and businesses. And yeah, I mean now I do my own thing. I have as much freedom as I want to travel, which is something I really enjoy. I'm really passionate about. And yeah, I think my current path is just allowing me to be able to create things. I think that's when I'm alive, is when I'm able to create marketing systems, create new business ideas. I think being able to live in that realm is something that's exciting for me. So uh, yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Beautiful, man. And I'm curious, what do you believe is your unique gift that you bring to the world?
You always ask good questions, Jay. My unique gift that I bring to the world. I think we touched on it a little bit at the dinner. I think I don't think I'm using it to my full ability currently, but I've always had sort of like a side passion for understanding people and people's motivations and their personalities. So I think I'm good at identifying the light in other people, even things that they don't see, and being able to make them realize that, sort of fan the fire till it becomes so bright that they can see it themselves and they can believe in themselves to pursue a direction that is congruent with whatever lights or gifts that they have. So it's funny that you asked me that question, because I think it's in sort of a way I do that for others, but uh, I've never really thought about it too much for myself. So it's that question. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a really good question.
Yeah, it's something that I recognize each one of us as human beings needs to identify in this world. I believe that every individual on this planet has a unique gift that they've been given by the universe, or gifts, right? It could be multiple. And throughout our lifetime, our our mission, or for myself, my mission is to unfold my gift and help others do the same. And it sounds like you're in that same realm as far as the gift that you've been given. And now, as you had mentioned, is something that you'd like to enhance and do more of that, helping people find their light, people find their gifts in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I've done it on more of like a local level, I guess you'll call it. Like I've just slowly realized that over the years, when friends come to me for advice, and I'm giving them this advice, that's sort of what it's been revolved around, is uncovering what they're passionate about, and why their current lifestyle is not fulfilling to them, and just sort of give them either the guidance or the self-awareness to realize that, and then also the encouragement to take those next steps and make it happen. I've had a friend in San Francisco. She always called me for advice, like, oh, like, how are you living this life? Like, you get to travel all the time, all this, and hold on one second.
Okay.
Where was that? So my friend, this life. Yeah, so they realize that whatever they're currently doing is not fulfilling, and they don't know why. And she was doing bottle service at a club. She was working for Wells Fargo, and it wasn't really tailored to any sort of passion or strengths or anything like that. And just through several conversations with her, sort of giving her the belief in herself, and uncovering and making her realize what she's good at. She's been able to leave her job and pursue things that are more fulfilling to her. Right now, she works for a company that's saving the forest. She's happier than ever, and I've done that on a local, like I said, a small scale, but that's recent. So I think maybe somewhere in the future, in the near future, it's in my path to pursue that a little bit more on a, more than just a friend basis.
Right. And it sounds like you have an interest in actually engaging in that path, and maybe pretty soon.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So that's a great segue into the next question that I would have for you, which is, what is it that you want to accomplish in this world before you pass to the next life, or wherever we go after we pass on?
I'd like to think I have a very clear vision for that. I think a lot of the last, 4 or 5 years has been, a lot of self-improvement, a lot of things to bring me to a stage in my life where I can have that vision, or I can have that impact. But I think it has something to do with sort of at-risk youth, or children, and impacting people early in their lives. I recently joined the Big Brothers program in November, and I've been mentoring a 15-year-old boy by the name of Oscar, and it's been such a gratifying and fulfilling experience. And I mean, honestly, I think I've probably maybe even learned more than maybe he's learned out of the experience. They say you get better at whatever you teach. So being able to teach life, to someone of a younger age who may be lost or misguided by his surroundings, I've been able to learn a little bit more about life myself. And I've got a little bit of taste of that, what it's like to contribute back to someone else's life. And I think in the future it would be along those lines. But most importantly, what I would want to do is, it's more important for me to significantly impact one life than it would to minorly, kind of impact 100. I'd rather completely change one life than slightly influence 100. So I'd rather go deep rather than wide. I don't know what that sounds like, but you get what I'm saying. I'd rather have a strong impact rather than just kind of, you know, a spread effect.
Well, I believe what's going to make you successful in manifesting that exact intention is that you have a desire, to grow yourself, right? And I think that's it. That's what's required in order to really change what's going on out there and to influence others to change. You can't tell anyone what to do, but you can influence them,
Mhm.
by being the example and being a great model. It sounds like that you are holding yourself to that highest so that you can become that model, and then also have a desire to want to share that with others. When you get to a certain place and a certain level on the mountain, then you want to share and turn around and bring others, to the peak as well. And
Yeah, I mean, for me, I want to put myself in as high, as complete of a person, as wise a person as I can before I turn around and teach it to somebody else. In order to act with, some sort of integrity, I don't think I can teach it unless I can embody it. So, first I want to embody, whatever concept it is in personal development. And I think I've achieved a lot recently, especially in the last 5 years. Since coming to San Diego, and changing my environment. I mean, I've just met so many like cool people and positive individuals that have changed my life. I mean, when I was in the Bay Area, I was sort of hanging out with the wrong crowd, and I think that had an effect on me. But since coming to San Diego, I've experienced so much growth, um, and especially recently that, I think I'm at the cusp of being that person or somebody that really can mentor and influence others. So I think I'm at, with the timing of the Evo Room and where I'm at personally with my personal development growth, I think it's just divine synchronicity that I'm being invited to the Evo Room and I'm meeting everyone that we met at the dinner the other night. Everyone that's attending, they're just amazing. I mean, you could not even be holding any workshop and just having those people for like a weekend hangout, and I think I would learn a ton. And I think it would be worth the price of admission there. But yeah, I think this is going to be good.
just that you have that feeling about it is what's going to actually create that experience for you,
Yeah.
which is part of the manifestation process. But what's wonderful is that uh, we talked about this the other day with the type of people that were at the table at dinner, and I think Dane said the same thing, not feeling like he should be present there at the dinner, like one of those guys, right? And you
Yeah.
mentioned the same thing. I'm like, what are these guys thinking? They're like really freaking awesome, and they belong here. That's why they're here, in the first place. And so, but it just, is a reflection of how humble, you all are, and that's a great sign of a leader, right? Not pompous and egotistical, and um, that's a huge turnoff for me. But just complete opposite, and really outstanding, amazing people with big hearts and open hearts, and want to share, their gifts with others. So you absolutely belong. And not only that, but I believe you can play at a very high level. You're already there, and you could play even bigger level. And I want to be a part of that process and supporting you to get to that level. And also those that are at the table that will be, Elevation Weekend, will be also involved in that process. And we're going to come together as a brotherhood and sisterhood clan of masters to help hold each other to our highest.
Yeah, man. I appreciate the you saying that. Coming from you, it means a lot. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, true reflection of who you are and the work that you've done, Daniel. So we got Elevation coming up. It's a little outside of 2 weeks. I'm really excited, and a lot of excitement building as we continue the selection process. So, for that weekend, what the core focus will be is to enhance the impact of the people that participate and that are involved in this process. So particularly leaders and people we identify as leaders in the community, and enhancing their impact. So in doing that, it's all about the individual and the experience themselves. I would like to know from you, what is exciting to you about the weekend, or what are you looking forward to?
Um, what's exciting to me about the weekend? I think, like I said, even without, I'm sure all the cool stuff you guys are going to have planned, just connecting with individuals that are on that level or on that vibration is just magic is bound to happen. Good things are bound to happen. Greatness will rub off on all, it'll be vice versa. Hopefully some greatness will rub off on me. And I mean, just from the conversations we were having at dinner the other night, like I felt that I learned so much already. Um, and just from the interviews, the few interviews I've watched, like every single one, every single person coming, they're just so awesome. And I've learned so much just from listening to those interviews themselves, and have proposed so many different questions in my mind, that it's having an actual effect in my life now, like the things I'm doing during the day and the questions I'm asking myself. And I just think it's bringing, so I guess that's it. That's the answer. Connecting with awesome individuals is what I'm looking forward to this weekend, the end of the month.
Beautiful, man. And you're a part of that. You're one of those amazing people, and that's what I realize creates that type of space for that type of magic to happen, is selecting the right people, and putting the right people in place. And that's our gift. That's what we do well as the Evo Room. And I'm excited to have you in the house for that weekend. I'm hoping we don't burn the house down, but I think if we do, then that's probably because we're having such an amazing fucking time. While
Too much.
Awesome, man. Well, wow, 2 weeks away, man. Really, really excited for it. Any last things you want to share, before we sign off?
Last things you want to share? No, I'm just looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Beautiful, man. So we're gonna have a little get together coming up this weekend. Would love for you to come out. It's gonna be at Bob's house again. So look out for the invite for that. Other than that, Daniel, man, I'm again just really excited for what's to come and what's gonna unfold. Let's rock it, man. Let's make it hot.
Let's do it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Have an amazing day, the rest of your day, and we'll be in contact really soon, man. Take care of yourself, okay?
Sounds good, brother. Have a good one.
You as well.